The land of Gilead was restless, a place where shadows of fear fell upon every home. For years, the Ammonites had grown bold, sweeping into Israel's towns with cruelty. They trampled fields, burned homes, and mocked Israel's God. Farmers hid their crops. Mothers whispered at night, "Will our sons survive another raid?" The elders of Gilead, once respected leaders, now walked with bent backs, humiliated by their helplessness. But somewhere far away, in the rugged land of Tob, there lived a man whose name was whispered in both fear and admiration, Jephthah, son of Gilead. He was known for his strength in battle, his cunning mind, and his ability to turn even desperate men into soldiers. Yet his life carried a painful mark. Jephthah had been born of a harlot. His father was a man of honor, but his brothers, children of another wife, despised him. From the time he was a boy, they reminded him of his shame. At family gatherings, they spat at him. In the marketplace, they mocked him. When their father died, they drove him from his inheritance. "You shall not share our father's house," they said with venom in their voices. "For you are the son of another woman." Those words cut deeper than any sword. Alone and rejected, Jephthah left Gilead. He wandered into Tob, a land of broken men. There, thieves, debtors, and vagabonds gathered to him. And though they were outcasts, Jephthah molded them into fighters. His leadership turned chaos into order. His name spread, Jephthah the mighty warrior. Years passed. The Ammonite oppression grew unbearable, and the elders of Gilead trembled. They remembered Jephthah, the boy they had despised, the man they had cast out. Desperation drove them to swallow their pride. A company of elders, gray-haired and trembling, made the long journey to Tob. When they arrived, Jephthah stood tall before them, scarred by battles and hardened by rejection. His men hovered nearby, hands on their weapons, ready to defend their leader. The elders bowed low. "Come with us, Jephthah," they pleaded. "Be our commander, that we may fight against the Ammonites." Jephthah's eyes narrowed. His voice thundered with years of bottled pain. "Did you not hate me? Did you not drive me out of my father's house? And now, when you are in distress, you come to me?" Their faces burned with shame. Yet they pressed on. "It is true, we cast you out. But now, we turn to you. If you lead us into battle, you shall not just be our commander, you shall be our head, ruler over all of Gilead." Silence hung heavy. Jephthah turned his face aside, memories flooding him, of rejection, of mockery, of nights he had cried alone. Then he spoke slowly, his voice low but cutting. "If I return with you, if I lead you, and the Lord delivers the Ammonites into my hand, shall I truly be your head?" The elders raised their hands, swearing before the Almighty. "The Lord himself is witness between us. You shall lead us." So Jephthah went with them, and the people made him head and commander. Yet Jephthah, unlike other warriors, did not rush into battle. He sought peace first. He sent messengers to the king of Ammon, asking, "What have you against Israel, that you come to fight in our land?" The king of Ammon sneered. "Because Israel took away my land when they came up from Egypt. Now, restore it peaceably." But Jephthah sent back a long reply. His voice carried both authority and wisdom as he recounted Israel's journey. Israel did not take the land of Moab or of Ammon. They fought only against Sihon, king of the Amorites, who attacked them first. "For 300 years we have lived in these towns. Why do you claim them now? It is not against us you fight, it is against the Lord, the God of Israel." But the king hardened his heart. And so war was set. That night, as the men of Israel slept uneasily, Jephthah walked alone among the trees. The moon cast shadows on the ground, and his heart trembled with the weight of leadership. He looked up to the heavens, his voice breaking in desperation. "O Lord God of Israel, I am only a man rejected by my own blood, yet you have raised me for this day. If you will indeed give the Ammonites into my hand, then hear me, whatever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me when I return in peace shall be yours. I will offer it up as a burnt offering. The vow left his lips like fire, a promise etched before heaven. The dawn would bring battle. The dust of battle still clung to Jephthah's armor as he and his men marched back toward Mizpah, their voices raised in songs of triumph. The people of Israel poured into the streets to welcome their victorious leader. Drums were beaten, flutes were played, and women waved palm branches as children danced and shouted, "Jephthah has delivered us. The Lord has given us victory through his hand." But Jephthah's heart was not at ease. His vow echoed in his mind like the haunting toll of a distant bell, "Whatever comes out of the door of my house to meet me shall be the Lord's, and I will sacrifice it." As he neared his home, the air grew heavy. His steps slowed. The voices of the people faded into the background as dread gripped his spirit. He remembered the look in his daughter's eyes the day he left for battle, the way she had smiled and blessed him with words of faith. She was his only child, his joy, his comfort. Then, like a cruel twist of fate, the sound of a tambourine pierced the air. Jephthah's heart stopped. His house door swung open, and out ran his daughter, radiant and full of life, her face glowing with pride and excitement. She danced to the rhythm of the tambourine, her long hair flowing, her voice lifting songs of celebration. "Father! Father!" she cried, running toward him with arms outstretched. "The Lord has given you victory. You are home." Jephthah fell to his knees, tearing his clothes in anguish. Dust filled the air as his voice cracked with a cry that silenced the crowd. "Oh no, my daughter! You have brought me low. You have crushed me beyond measure, for I have opened my mouth to the Lord, and I cannot take back my vow." Confusion swept across her face. "Father, what do you mean? Why do you weep on this day of triumph?" Jephthah covered his face, his strong shoulders trembling. "I made a vow to the Lord before the battle. I promised that whatever came out of the doors of my house to greet me upon my return, I would give as a burnt offering to him. My child, it was you." Gasps spread through the crowd. Mothers pulled their children close, men bowed their heads, and the music died into silence. But the young girl, so full of courage and innocence, did not cry out in fear. Instead, she placed her tambourine gently on the ground, knelt before her father, and spoke with a voice that trembled yet carried strength. "My father, if you have made a vow to the Lord, do to me as you have said. For the Lord has kept his part, he delivered you and gave Israel victory. Shall we not also honor him, no matter the cost?" Tears rolled down Jephthah's face, wetting his beard. He lifted his daughter into his arms and clutched her tightly. "Oh, my child, my only child! How can I give you up? You are the light of my house, the joy of my heart." She touched his face tenderly, her eyes shining. "Father, grant me one request before it is done. Allow me 2 months to go into the hills with my friends, to weep for my youth, for I will never marry, never bear children, never know the joys of life." Jephthah's lips quivered as he nodded slowly. "Go, my daughter. Go, and may the Lord himself comfort you in your sorrow." And so she departed, hand in hand with her companions, into the mountains. The hills of Gilead echoed with the sound of her lament. She wept not only for her life cut short, but also for the dreams she would never see fulfilled. Her friends cried with her, tearing their garments and singing mournful songs that would be remembered in Israel for generations. 2 moons passed. The day came when Jephthah's daughter returned, her face calm though her eyes carried the depth of sorrow. She walked to her father, clothed in white, her step steady, her spirit unbroken. "My father," she said softly, "I am ready." Jephthah's knees buckled. His soldiers held him up as he staggered toward the altar he had built for the Lord. With trembling hands, he prepared the offering. The people gathered in silence, their hearts heavy, their eyes clouded with tears. And there, Jephthah fulfilled his vow. The sacrifice was made. The smoke rose into the heavens as Israel wept, their victory now shadowed by grief. From that day onward, it became a custom in Israel. Every year, the daughters of Israel would go out for 4 days to remember Jephthah's daughter, to honor her courage, her obedience, and the price she paid because of a vow spoken in haste. Her name was never written, but her memory endured. She became a symbol of faith, of sacrifice, and of the sobering truth, that words spoken to God are not to be taken lightly. And Jephthah, though he judged Israel for 6 years, though he was a mighty warrior, though he brought deliverance to his people, he lived the rest of his days with a heart broken, haunted by the vow that had cost him his greatest treasure.